Hey, what's up, troublemakers? I'm Rod.
And I'm Vince.
And we're self-deprecating romantic pop rock duo, RKVC. We're a band, we're songwriters, and today we're going to talk about scribbles on your sign. But before we get to that, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're not already.
A couple of years ago, we had an album release show for our latest project at the time.
We had very little time to promote this show because the venue was booked out for months, but another artist had canceled, so we were able to take their date. This date, however, was just a little over a week away.
Because of the short notice, we expected the gig to be modestly attended at best.
If all went smoothly, then hopefully we'd have an okay turnout and maybe even make a few album and merch sales.
Things did not go smoothly.
In the middle of our sound check, the box office needed us to settle up on tickets we had co-signed out. Normally, this was no big deal, but this time it seemed a little more urgent, so we went ahead, took care of that, and got the extra tickets turned in so we could get back to sound check.
But then the house manager stopped us and told us they couldn't set up our merch because there was no room.
This caught us off guard because we always play this venue and we always have room for our merch table. This was our album release show. How could our album not be out for sale?
As they were explaining the situation to us, our phones were ringing and we were getting text messages from friends and family saying they couldn't get into the show.
At this point, there were so many complications that it felt like the gig was doomed before the opening act could even hit the stage. And it's all a blur, but somehow we ended up dealing with each of the obstacles. And when things finally seemed relatively under control and the opening act was performing on the stage, Vince went to go see his family to see how they were doing, and I went outside to get some air. I looked back and saw the sign on the door for our gig and noticed that someone had scribbled all over it. I almost lost it. There were just too many things going wrong. But as I took a step back to process everything, the scribbling on the sign started to look different, and just like one of those magic eye pictures from the 90s, it all came together. It wasn't scribbling at all. It was the word "sold out" written over the sign for our gig. So I went back inside and it suddenly hit me. This place was packed.
It was beyond packed. Friends and family couldn't get in because it had sold out in the hours leading up to it.
That's also why the box office needed us so urgently. They needed every extra ticket to get more people in that wanted to come to the show.
And there were so many people in the venue that there wasn't any physical space to put a merch table.
It was all clear now. Close up, each obstacle looked like a huge disaster. But stepping back and seeing them in the context of a bigger picture made us realize that this gig wasn't doomed at all. It was actually going very well.
Every obstacle was the kind we'd only encounter if things were going really, really well.
Somehow, with very little time to get word out about our show, we managed to have one of our most successful gigs to date. And by the end of the night, had two more big problems on our hands.
We sold out of merch.
And we've made so much extra money in ticket sales that we had to track down each of the opening artists to pay them more in the following days. Sometimes it's really tough to see challenges as a good thing, especially when they're up close. But if it's the kind of obstacle you'd only find on a path that you want to be on, maybe take it as a sign you're heading in the right direction. And when someone scribbles on your sign, it might be because it's a better message than you expected.
Thanks for watching this video.
We really hope you like it. If you did, please hit like, share it with all your friends and family. Also, make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you aren't already. If you like these Storytime videos, make sure you watch our previous two, Nobody Talks About the Middle and Two or More Excuses, and let us know what you think about those. Oh, and for those of you wondering, we sold merch by the edge of the stage.